I love it.
You already know.
My Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.
Well, I like the sound of that.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Straight No Chaser, where we never dilute the issues, we only serve the hard stuff. Well, we're approaching the holiday season, and of course, we are so happy that we have the crew back. So before we get any further, we have to introduce the maestro, the one, the only, Dr. T.
Hello, everyone.
Good
Good to be back. Good to be back.
But then, of course, we couldn't have a Christmas show without our favorite, the Darnell, who's in the house.
Hi, everybody. Happy holidays. Good to be here. Good to be here.
Yes, indeed. And we are so happy to have you back, Darnell. Good to see you. How
It's
you
good
doing?
to see you too, Michael Blow. How's everything going over there in Las Vegas? I'm super excited that you're in the Sin City with all the good stuff and the good shopping and the good shows and all that stuff.
Oh man, we're trying to make it happen, man. We're trying to make it happen. But we certainly missed you, and we're just so happy to have you back. So
Thank you for having me.
indeed, so tonight we want to talk a little bit about the holidays. The holidays are quickly approaching, and we're ready to hang the stockings by the chimney with care and all that kind of good stuff. And so we had to have the ultimate host to kind of guide us through the do's and don'ts of the holiday season. And of course, everyone, especially everyone in the DMV, knows that if you get invited to one of the Darnell's parties, you've made it. And so, he didn't become the ultimate host by hosting duds. So we figured we can get some holiday advice from Darnell. So Darnell, just kind of tell us, just to start off, what should people be doing right now as they're preparing to bring in the holiday season?
Well, I'm glad that you asked me that because we are living in a different climate now of uncertainty. With people, either being laid off from their jobs or not even knowing if they're even going to have to go back or have a job to go back to. I know the government shutdown is all over. But what I suggest or what I've been doing as of late is, regifting things that you may have in your house already. Just start looking at things that that will look good in someone else's home, or something that would be appropriate for a friend that they would appreciate, without going out breaking the bank. Using what you have, even down to old decorations from your parents, or go in that garage and start picking out. We just want to be very, very, very careful with our spending, I believe, as we go into holiday season. And it does not require a lot of money. It just requires a lot of thoughtfulness, and the old saying, it's the thought that counts. Well, it is very, very, very true. It definitely is the thought that counts. Look at what you have and then figure out if it will be appropriate for someone that you love. Like, I know she would like this beautiful sweater. They've always liked this beautiful set of stemware, without, because we're all, and we're not in, I guess people started purging normally in spring, but I do a lot of purging in winter as well. Just trying to, get rid of things, but get rid of things and think about the person that you're giving it to, and see in your mind and think if it's appropriate for that particular person. So don't go out and spend a whole bunch of money. Just start using really what you have, and gift it and regift it. That's what I've been doing, and that's what I suggest for other people to do as well.
So what are some appropriate regifting things? For example, let's just say one of my good friends, I want to regift something to him or her. So what would be some appropriate things that you can think of off the top of your head?
So Michael, now everybody don't. I probably have over maybe 200 ties,
Okay.
300 ties,
Okay.
neckties, and I was with a couple maybe a couple weeks ago, and my girlfriend's um, husband is a pastor, right? And so I began to think like, what can I give? They were so gracious. They had me over. And so in my mind, I automatically started thinking, well, he wears beautiful ties when he's preaching, when he's going out on, evangelizing or whatever, you know, beautiful silk ties that you can regift, beautiful scarves that you can regift, even family heirlooms that you may not have the space for, that you can also regift. But when you are regifting, just make sure that it matches the personality of a person that you are giving the gift to. Now, if you do not actually want to regift, you can also buy beautiful things like, like candles. I gift stemware because I collect stemware all the time and I have a lot of it. So it depends on what you have in your possession that you can regift. And even if you do not have anything that you want to regift, but just try to keep your gift giving, like we say, the thought. Candles are always good. Gift cards are always good. Gift cards to a person's favorite restaurant, or even Whole Foods or Starbucks. It really is the thought that count. But you want to be sure that when you are gifting, that you're not going broke gifting, if that makes any sense. And even if you have people over, right, for a
Sure.
small get together, that's a form of gifting. You have people over, so you say, I don't really entertain. I don't want to, that's too much work. That's too much. You can have people over for cocktails and dessert. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes to Costco. I mean, everybody goes to Costco. You can pick up some apple
Right.
pie. You can pick up it really is more about, in my opinion, as we move into 2026, it's really about fellowship. Fellowship and encouragement, and it does not require a lot. So that's what I really want people to understand. It does
Sure.
not require a lot. It really is the thought, but the main thing is fellowship.
Sure. Wow. That's great advice. Now, when you're talking about regifting, I have to put this out there. Um, is it okay to regift fruitcakes?
Say that again.
Is it okay to regift
Don't
fruitcakes?
please don't give me a fruitcake. You know I don't eat. Nobody. And see, that's my point. When you are regifting, give a person something that they would appreciate. Now, it is okay if a person enjoys fruitcake, right?
Sure.
But
Sure.
if you understand and know your vibe, your tribe. No one in my tribe eat fruitcake. So if I were to
Right.
give you a fruitcake, then that would be a little offensive. Now that's not the thought that count. That just means that I don't really like you, and I'm going to give you something that I don't like myself. So it's okay if you want to regift the fruitcake, if the person enjoys fruitcake and you do not.
Sure.
But if you know that nobody in your, I hate when a person give you something just to say they bought something, right? Or just to say they
Right.
gave you something, and it's not something that you can use. Some things that people regift, it's not even, they don't even regift it. It goes right into the trash. So it's really, it's, it's, when we say it's the thought that counts, but you want to make sure that you're gifting someone something that they can actually use, if that makes any sense.
Oh, absolutely. Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
Yes. So don't bring no damn fruitcake over here because I don't eat fruitcake. Now again, for example, a very good friend of mine here in Washington, Katrina Holston, she's amazing.
Mhm.
She makes amazing rum cake. She makes these amazing rum cakes.
Yep.
I've even asked Katrina, I've gone to several house parties so far. Now the holiday parties, they normally start like the weekend right after Thanksgiving.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
so there's quite a few that you are attending. I will commission Katrina. I say, listen, I will give her the dates. I'm going, and everyone loves her rum cake. Example, cakes probably run maybe like $35 a cake, and so I would commission. I said, Katrina, can you please make this rum cake so I can take to the house? I normally, of course, always bring champagne because, of course, everyone knows that I drink lots of champagne and I love champagne. And
Mhm.
sometimes when you go places, they may not have the type of champagne that you enjoy drinking. So, but a fruit cake, flowers, not fruit cake, cake, flowers, dessert, champagne, all of the above pretty much is definitely a good gift to give a person. Again, because they will enjoy it. It's not going to be wasted, and it's not going to be thrown in the trash.
Yep.
Sure, sure. And what is a good brand of champagne to bring to the party?
So I'm glad you said that. And I had a party. This was a few weeks ago, and I was sometimes people when they bring going back to the thought that count.
Mhm.
So I drink all premium. I love Bellicott Simone. I love Piper, Vuclico, Laurent. I love all of the wonderful all premium champagnes. And there are people who enjoy prosecco. So if you're going to a person's house, and everyone is not really into champagne like that. So if you're
Sure.
going to a person's house, if you are going to a person's house that's hosting a holiday party, in my opinion, it's always good to bring the host really what they drink, right?
Yep.
If you want to bring a bottle, if you want
Mhm.
to bring something, if you know they are a scotch drinker, if you know they're a bourbon drinker. I personally, people normally, I mean, if people gift me champagne. I mean, I have so much champagne until I really don't have to buy it. I mean, that's how many bottles of champagne that comes to my house during holiday time, during my birthdays, and people because they know I enjoy champagne. Now,
Mhm.
a couple times I would get a little, what do you call it? You know, how they have the little gift bag where people put the champagne in it,
Yep.
and I will open up the gift bag, and it will be like I personally don't really do prosecco, but it would maybe a bottle of prosecco, or it might be a bottle of Cooks, and I don't really drink Cooks, but so you do have that person. Again, you have to understand that it is the thought. Now, if you know you're coming to my house and you have never seen me drink a bottle of Cooks, and you put a bottle of Cooks in that bag, that can be offensive. If you go to a person's house and you know they really don't really drink champagne, but they are more of a cognac drinker, and you have champagne in the bag, that means you just picked up something and you brought it. So you always want to be sure that whatever you're gifting is something that a person can use.
Okay.
So as far as champagnes, there's so many.
Sure.
There are people who believe that Veuve Clicquot actually is not. I like Veuve Clicquot. I enjoy Clicquot. It's amongst so many other premium champagnes that you can purchase. And there are champagnes that people have introduced me to that they have gifted me that are very good and that are fairly reasonable. So if you're going to buy a really good bottle of champagne, the minimum you would spend would be, I'm thinking, maybe $50 and up.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
So it's not just one brand. When you go to your spirit wine store or wherever,
Mhm.
you ask them. If you're not really familiar, ask them, can you really tell me, can you show me where all
Mhm.
of your premium champagnes are? Because just like anything else, you have high end, and you have medium, and then you have low. So if you're going to a person's house that that lives a pretty high end type lifestyle, again, don't maybe don't bring them champagne. Stop and bring dessert. You can always get something that a person enjoys that's within your price range. You can
Sure.
always bring, it does not have to be champagne. But if you're going to a person's house and they're high end and the champagne is their thing, cough up that money and get them a premium bottle of champagne so that you can be invited back.
Sure.
So no Target or no, no Target, no Walmart campaign.
Oh no, don't. It's because it's offensive. And then you wonder why you're not being invited back because you decided that you wanted to be cheap and you didn't want to cough up an extra $30. Again, know who you are, know where you are visiting, right? And you have people that, it's not that they don't necessarily have the money. Some people just don't want to pay for it. Some people just like, I'm not paying $70 for a bottle of champagne. I'm not paying $60 for a bottle of champagne. If you don't want to pay that, then go to your local, Trader Joe's, or I don't know, wherever you are here, that we have Trader Joe's and we have different places, even in your local grocery store, that they always have lovely sets of bouquet of flowers, right? And what I do is when I am out and when I am traveling, especially if I'm at like estate sales or flea markets, I always pick up really cute crystal vases, little vases. Not that I necessarily need them, but I gift flowers a lot. And so if it's somebody's birthday or if it's we're talking about holiday season, if I'm going to a neighbor's house or whatever, and my money is, as an entrepreneur, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, right? So
Okay.
again, I may spend $10 on a vase, a pretty vase. Normally, always check your local flea markets, estate sales. They have amazing, beautiful vases. Go spend $15, $15 to $20 on a bouquet of flowers. You basically snip the flowers at the end. You put them in a beautiful vase, put a beautiful holiday card, and it's a very lovely, classic gift. It can be used on a coffee table. It can be used during their holiday party on their main table. It can be used in so many different places in a person's home. So when you're talking about the thought, make sure your thought is a quality thought, right? Think about like, I have $30, I have $25. What can I do to make sure that I am bringing something that this person can and will appreciate?
Yeah, and that's the one thing, and I'm glad you kind of led into that. When you're planning your party, your holiday gathering, what are some of the things that you should focus on, as you are working towards the first person walking through the door? So is it, of course, cleaning your house, but what other things go into planning your holiday parties?
Well, the first thing that you do, and this is trial and error. This is something that you learn as you plan a million parties and you want everybody to come together for, I want to celebrate with my friends. I want everybody to have a good time and whatever. Well, the first thing you do is you basically create your invite list of
Okay.
who you want to entertain. And what I have learned also, guys, stop mixing groups. Most of us have friends on all levels.
Sure.
Some of us, I do, right? And when you start mixing like different classes and different groups of people that are not really on the same wavelength, then your party is automatically going to be a disaster, right?
Okay.
So when you're inviting people, especially when you're doing things in your home, right? You really want to make sure that you are inviting people that everyone's energy is going to be positive and without being offensive to the other guests, because energy definitely spreads. Have you ever been somewhere and you didn't know this person was going to be there that you're not really fond of, even though you may not say anything, but that energy really will go through the whole party. And
Okay.
so you have to be very, very, very careful of when you have to be very careful when you are hosting and having a holiday party. You want to be sure that you look at that invite list of who's coming. One, that's the first thing. And then the second thing, depending on what your budget is, depending on, are we doing a dinner party? Are we doing a luncheon? Are we doing a brunch? If you really do not, dinners and cocktail parties are always the most expensive. Right, dinners and cocktail parties are always the most expensive. So if you
Okay.
want to host a gathering, and you say, listen, I want to have, instead of having 200 people, like just say if you have $500, instead of trying to host 200 people for $500, make your guest list smaller. Invest and invite 10 people, 10 people that you really enjoy, 10 people that you really love, 10 people that you want to share holiday cheer with, right? And you take that $500, you break that $500 down. If you're not a cook, you can always, again, everyone uses Costco. You can always use now your local grocery, like Harris Teeter or Trader Joe's or those type of places, and buy small and buy hors d'oeuvres. But you want to be sure that you have a good bar, cute little dessert trays, but it don't stop looking at the maxes. Like, I need to have a huge party. I want to have 1 million people. And when you think about it, do you really like all 200 people that you invite? Like, you want to focus more on people that you truly love. And intimate settings actually are the best, in my opinion. Intimate settings are the best. In planning the people, cut that list down, and also look in your cabinets, look in your freezers, look and see what you have already there. You can take and always, tuna. People make small tuna small tuna finger sandwiches, deviled eggs, things that you can do that actually that people can nibble on, that they enjoy, right? And without going into. And I would take some of that $500 and always be sure to hire a person, an assist, somebody to help you during this party, somebody that can, so you can entertain your guests instead of in the kitchen washing dishes or replenishing the platter, right? So out that $500, you already got to spend $150 on one person just to be there. Their job is to assist you and replenishing the platter, or make sure that the ice bucket is always filled, and if you really want to really go all out, up that budget a little bit more. It's always good to have a good bartender. Always good to, and if you don't want to spend a lot on liquor, have signature cocktails, have signature drinks, right? You make a big pot of, you make a big thing of sangria or a big thing of margarita, and you have it in a beautiful jar, and beautiful stemware. Those are the things that will elevate your party. Stemware,
Sure.
the small little glass plates. If you don't want to use plastic, I normally use glass. I use real dishes and real stemware. So that's one of the main reasons why it's so important to have or hire a person to assist you when you are entertaining and you're hosting a good holiday party. So one, the people, right?
Yep.
Two, make sure you have your person. You got to have a person to assist you. A person that when the trash gets full, they take the trash, they put the trash, in the garage and put another bag in the trash. The little things that you really won't have to worry about while you are sitting there laughing and enjoying and having cocktails with your guests. If you're not a cook, if you don't want to, order separate little hors d'oeuvres and little things that you can pop it in the oven. Pop sticker. What do you call it? The little pop stickers. You got those at Costco. They those are a good go-to. The meatballs. Now, be careful also when planning a meal, because you want to be sure that you don't want to, and know your audience. If you have a whole bunch of folk, or your group, there is more people that don't eat beef, they don't eat pork, they don't eat this. So to be on the safe side, instead of buying the beef meatballs, just get the turkey meatballs. And again, it's always the little things, going the extra mile, that makes a difference. I make my meatballs, so I get the little ice cream scooper, right? The little ice cream scooper, so they can all be the same size. I get the ice cream scooper. I chop up some peppers. I chop up some little jalapenos, some onions, dice them up really, really, really strong, and then I really make homemade little turkey balls. And put my little whatever, if you want to put your whatever you want to, either you want to do it with a gravy base, or you want to do it with a barbecue type base, however you want to do it. But there are ways to do it where everything is elevated. People had a wonderful time, and people leave, and when they leave and they in the car and they went home, reminiscing, talking about what a good time we just had at Mike's, what a good time we just had at Darnell's. So you really want to, again, and don't, if you can't do that, then just don't host it. That's the third thing. The next thing is cut your numbers down. If you don't have a lot of money, think about just start. This is something I learned in 25 and in 24. I really only deal with people that I, especially in an intimate space or a personal space, and it's not that many of them that I really love and that I really like. So focus on the people that you love and like, not just the people that you feel like you have to invite them because if they find out, I mean, how many ever been there? You invite them and they find out that you had a party, but you didn't invite them, and without any, you don't have to explain to a person why they were not on the guest list. You know how you explain that? You just say, listen, I did a small intimate set. I did a small intimate set at the house. It's so good to see you. And immediately just divert and change the subject. You do not have to be around people that don't share your values, that you don't enjoy their company, that you don't feel the same type of love reciprocating from that individual. So cut that guest list. Have help. Be creative, and if you don't know how to make something, or if you have a good friend that is an excellent cook, there's nothing, I don't do potlucks, but if you have a good friend that is really, really good at what, my girlfriend Jody, she makes great potato salad. You call Jody, say, Jody, do me a favor. Do you mind making me some potato salad? And she would love to bake some potato salad. People are normally known for signature things that they either do or that they're good at. And it's nothing wrong with asking a person to assist you with bringing something to the party, not the whole party. This is not a potluck. I don't do potlucks. Kids do potlucks. I personally don't do potlucks, but I mean, and to each his own, right? Because the reason, and let me tell you the reason why I don't do potlucks. Mm-hmm. One, sometimes you do potlucks. Somebody's day might have not been going as great, and they make really good signature fried chicken wings. Well, their day wasn't going that great, so they're gonna come in with a big old box of Popeye's chicken, and they're gonna sit it right on your table. You ask the person, can you bring this? Can you bring that? It does not keep the party, I don't think, uniformed. But again, that's just me. Everybody is different. That's just me. But it's nothing wrong if you know a person that really is good at something and give them a little advance notice. Say, listen, Mike, I know you're really good at this. Do you mind bringing this? Or another good friend of mine, she makes the most amazing sangria ever. If I know that I'm having a party in 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, I would personally call Dee Green, that's her name. I will call Dee and say, Dee, I want your sangria. Can you please give people advance notice of how you want them to help execute your party, and then you have an amazing party.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Did I say? I mean, this one over here is real quiet. Are you agreeing with anything that I'm saying? Or are you looking at me like, what the hell is he over there talking about? You're on mute.
You're muted, Doc. Let's see.
On my computer. I don't know.
Okay, I can hear you now.
We got you
now. I'm gonna push back a little bit because you made some great points with not bringing Popeye's chicken. I like Popeye's chicken, but anyway,
I like Popeye's chicken too. I like Popeye's chicken too, but don't bring the Popeyes to my holiday party.
I'm sorry, I'm being silly. I'm sorry.
Especially with no biscuits.
I love Darnell's look. He's like, no, don't go there with me, right? So you talk about the champagne, which I'm the Walmart Target champagne person, right? So I'm learning a lot from you. But one thing that I want to push back that you talked about, Darnell, you're loved and adored by everybody, right? I understand what you're saying because you have different groups of friends.
Yes.
And I do agree with you that Group A might not be good with Group C, or group B might not be good with group D, and you can't combine them because, you have different levels of, I can say code switch, because you can have, this type of friend, and that's fine. But being who you are, and you talked about only having maybe a small intimate setting, do you think that's going to offend, some of your other friends because they want to be with you, they want to celebrate holidays with you? How do you navigate that? Because I can see that someone's going to get their feelings hurt. They're not invited to one of your nice get-togethers, and then that just causes extra drama for you.
Well, it's not going to cause extra drama for me.
Well, they might. Okay. They might be mad at you. Why didn't you invite me to the party? And you were kind of talking about that.
You can't.
Some people are.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. But see, I used to be that person. I used to people please.
Okay.
I used to. What my new motto is, and I don't know if this is, and it works for me. It works for me, and it may not work for everyone else. I remember being in so many uncomfortable situations where I did not really have to be in an uncomfortable situation, because what happens is either I'm going to be uncomfortable or you're going to be uncomfortable.
Right.
So why should I put myself in an uncomfortable situation? Like, I only deal with people that I want to deal with. I don't, and again, it's not that I'm not going to deal with you, like I'm not going to ever deal with you, but you can't mix people. I did that so many times. And every time I did that, I would be feeling a little uncomfortable. I would mainly feel, can I give you an example?
Sure.
I'm gonna give you an example, and I don't know if my girlfriend, Dr. Kim Lewis, amazing. Kim, of course, Howard graduate three times. Parents went to Howard. Now her son, my adopted nephew, he's in a STEM program at Howard on full scholarship. Kim has a friend. That's Kim's friend. And her friend made a very valid point. She was visiting here. Kim was here this past summer, dropping is Jacob and Christopher, dropping Christopher off for college, for school. Her girlfriend brings her to my house, right? And I'm so excited. So every time Kim's come to DC, Kim stays in my house, right? Me and Kim are very close. We're friends that have become family, all right? And this is just an example. And I normally tolerate her girlfriend. Like, we're not on the same page. I normally tolerate the girlfriend. Well, this particular time, the girlfriend is with us. I'm super excited to see Kim. I wanted to show Kim my beach house, and, Kim, we just, I'm like, I done planned the whole day. Well, I included the girlfriend. I include the girlfriend. We go down to the beach house, and the girlfriend ended up meeting my neighbors there and completely showed her ass. On the way back to Washington, the girlfriend had too much champagne, and guess what the girlfriend does? She vomits in my Maserati. She just vomits all in my Maserati. All because I'm just trying to be, I'm trying to be nice. When I should have just, when she dropped her off, instead of me being polite and cordial, right? Instead of me I'm being polite and cordial. But instead of me just saying, how are you? It was so good to see you. I'm thinking, you know what? Give her a chance. This is a beautiful day. She can just ride down to the beach house. Well, she ended up ruining the whole day. But you know what she said in the car that made a lot of sense? She says, Kim, why do you keep putting us together? We don't like each other. Why do you keep putting us together? And when I looked at Kim and I told Kim, I said, well, she has a valid point, Kim. You cannot You cannot put yourself, because and 9 times out of 10, and my Angelo said it the best. When a person shows you who they are, you have to believe them. Everybody's not going to get along. Everybody's not going to like each other. That's normal. You don't like everybody. I don't like everybody. So what? When you say, are they going to be offended? Are they going to be, I don't look at it that way anymore. I just look at the person. I'm like, you know what? You may be good for that particular person, but you're not necessarily good for me. When you are spending your money and when you are celebrating and when you, especially during holiday time, when, there's so many people at our age now. People are having strokes. People are having heart attacks. People are dying. I'm at that age now. I'm going to like funerals. Like I'm like, oh my God, another funeral, another funeral. You have to enjoy and realize that sacred time with people, it's imperative that you spend your time, because time is very short, right? You spend your time with your loved ones, that people that you love, and the other people, they can kick rocks. Who gives a shit if they're comfortable with it or not? Because they of course they're gonna be uncomfortable. Not gonna be comfortable with it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Who would not want to come to my house and drink up all the good champagne and have all the crab cakes and the little past lamb chops and listen? And I make it a point to be around people that are very good looking and that are smart. And be around really good looking, smart people and that kind of shit. Who would not want to be around those type of people? Of course you want to be there. Of course you want to be there. But are you welcome? Hell no, you're not welcome. You're not coming. And I promise you, and you're not coming now and you never will come. How about that?
So what do you do for the folks that show up? Say, oh, this is my man Skillet. He's in town, and do you mind if he comes in too?
People. So another thing, when I invite my guests, and this may sound a little, and Michael's parents, I love Uncle Manuel and my Aunt Bert. Michael's parents, we're cousins, everybody out there in the whole situation.
Absolutely.
And I see, I had great teachers. And in everything that you do now, especially as we move forward and as you grow, you have to be intentional, right?
Yep.
You have to be intentional. And so now my group pretty much they know me. Now, the key is nobody at this point in my life just shows up with a person, because I will pull you to the side. Like I have class. So I'm not going to embarrass the person, but I will pull my guests to the side. But that doesn't happen to me in quite some time, because I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why that will not happen, and what you can do or should do when you are hosting and a person that's liable to want to bring people, want to invite people because they want them to have that experience as well, right? What you do is, when I normally tell people, when I invite them, I ask them, who are you bringing with you?
Okay.
I ask that question because I'm also, when you invite one person, I'm not into like you invite a person and you want them to come to your reception or something by yourself. So 1 is 2. I know that's a new age where people will invite you to a wedding and to a reception and they give you one invitation and they just want you to sit at a whole table with somebody, of a whole family, a bunch of group of people that you really do not know. Right?
Sure.
So they want you to get to know these people at the time. So I believe that you should, one invitation means 2, right? So
Okay.
I asked the question, I'm sorry, Doc, so who are you bringing with you, right? And 9 times out of 10, hopefully it's a person that I'm already familiar with, right? I ask those questions. I ask the questions like, okay, so, so what, who are they and what do they do? I ask them questions. I even asked the questions like, well, where in the hell, do they live in DC? Do they live in Maryland? What part of the city do they live in? I ask the questions that some people may be offended by.
Yeah.
But I don't. But it protects you and them, because you never want to bring a person into a group. It's almost like putting a person into the lion's den and they're not really capable of fighting the lions, because you can be invited somewhere. You want everybody to be comfortable on both ends, because not just the person that may be the lawyer or the doctor or the this or the that or the chief of staff. You want you don't want to invite somebody that will be amongst a certain group of people and they're kind of there and you can tell they're not really comfortable in that group. So it works both ways. But I ask a person, I ask that question, who are you bringing with you? And if it's a person that I'm not really familiar with and I've never even heard of, and I tell them, well, I don't know if that would be a good I don't know if that would be good this particular time around. And then I might make a suggestion. Like, well, do you know Michael? You're Michael friends. Invite Mike. Tell Michael to come. It's way people know your tribe. You know the person that you are, the host. You understand? You know where you're going. So you always want to be sure in anything that you are hosting, any gathering that you are having. I don't care if it's the backyard barbecue, because I'm gonna tell you that one bad apple, that one sourpuss would ruin your whole party. So all that being uncomfortable, or you can listen. You know what? Or you can be very, very, very passive about it. Listen, it's fine, it's okay. And then invited Tika and Pookie, the little cousins that's coming up that came here from the weekend, and it's a brothel in your home. It's happened to me. I'm telling you, I'm not. It happened to me.
What'd you do when Pookie and Ray Ray showed up at your house?
I almost had a heart attack.
Y'all got any nachos in here? Where they at?
I almost had a heart attack. It's awful. And the good part, and let me tell you about people that don't really, and classism is very real. And I know people hate to talk about it, and people don't want to be a part of it or whatever. The thing about Pookie and Ray Ray, they're gonna get on their phone. And this was in the summertime. I had this party, and this happened to me. They gonna get in their phone. Yeah, stop through. I'm over here on 1907 S Street Northeast. Man, the party lit. Man, they popping bottles. Da 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 da. So not only is Pookie and Ray Ray there, they done invited little Quabina and Michaelina and da 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 da. And now your party has turned into their party, and you sitting up there because you didn't want to offend anybody by telling them no, you cannot come.
Wow, Qualina.
You cannot. You have to.
Oh
listen,
boy,
you have to be intentional when you anything that you do. Be very intentional. And it alleviates a bunch of the bullshit down the road. And I'm not even going to tell you at the end of that part what happened at the end of the party. They ended up becoming a little, offending one of my guests, and then the other guest was offended because they end up cursing. Something that has never happened to me.
Wow.
Something that has never happened to me. And so me again, I'm like, you know what? It taught me a lesson. And as you get older, you have to learn from what has happened to you that you do not want to happen to you again. Doc, you over there quiet. Are you understanding? Am I answering any of your questions? And no, I'm not a snob. I hope I'm not a snob.
No, there's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things to unpack. You're right, because that has happened to me where, hey, come on through, and I'm like, who are you? And what's going on? And they get offended, when you question them, and you're uppity, and it's like, no. I just want to know who you are before you enter my house, and something happens, and I totally understand what you're saying. One of the things that I know I can't come to your house because I'm not pretty and I'm not educated, so I know I can't come because you said you had to be good looking and smart, so that doesn't include me. I'll be looking through the window. Hey, let me in.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! Look, look. I look forward to when you come to Washington D.C. You know, I like to. I like to show my friends off. I
Okay.
really do.
Okay.
I
Okay.
hate. I hate. I'm a horrible person. I hate being that person. That's why I've never really. And I know this is totally off subject. I've never understood jealousy or envy.
Yeah.
Because I get excited, like when my friends, like I love to introduce my friends and start, you know, and look, I don't give off the resume right at the beginning. I just kind of just let the conversation flow, and then you realize, oh yeah, well he's an engineer, she's a this, and they did this, and they do that, and we vacation here, and da 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 da. But see, I like that kind of stuff. You know, everybody likes what they like.
Yeah.
I love beautiful, smart black people. I love beautiful people, period. But I love smart people. But see, I come from a lineage of smart people.
Right.
And so that's one of the reasons why I feel like we have something in common. And I tell people all the time, I'm not the brightest bulb in the lamp. However, my Rolodex, you know, if I have people that specialize and they have specialties. So if I needed an attorney, I pick up that phone, listen, what is going on here? If I have a medical question, I pick up that phone, listen, what's going on here? If I have a person that needs to get into a particular college, I'm calling listen, that application is in, what's going on here? You know, so you really don't have to be the bright, like I've never confessed or claimed by a long shot to be the smartest person in the room. However, or the brightest bulb in the lamp. However, when you surround yourself with smart people, with people that are skilled, right? You know, and everybody's skilled in what they're skilled in. Like Michael introduced, I didn't call myself the ultimate host. I've been branded as the ultimate host because I know how to throw an amazing party. I know how to, and even when the old Darnell's was open, when the old bar, restaurant / lounge was open, I attract smart, good-looking people. So you know you are who you are. You attract certain people. You attract, right? And so when the people which are now, we have so many, they become really 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 good friends. A lot of my close friends right now are friends that I met at my establishment back in 2009 and 2010 at Darnell's. You know, so it's not like it was something that I just go out and handpick, but it's something that when you know, you are who you are hang around, and that's just my belief. You know, you can't, if you want to be, you know, if you can't, I mean, you can if you want, but you always want to be around people, I think, and especially during this holiday time, and especially during this season of giving and being thankful, like we just celebrated Thanksgiving. You really want to be thankful for your tribe, and you really want to celebrate your tribe, because it's not easy out here in these streets. It's really not. So the more love that you pour into people that you love, the more love they're going to pour back into you. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. And Doc, and Darnell, don't get it twisted. Doc is a very educated man. He just got his second GED.
I was magna cum laude.
And listen, and you over there, that face is over there looking quite well. I mean, if I didn't know any better, let me get in here real close. You even went over there and didn't got any little Botox or anything, because that face is over there sitting. It's looking good.
Well, is that to the chief or me or both? Thanks.
No Botox, or that's just some good old cold water.
I wouldn't even know where to get Botox.
Oh, sweetie, just Google it. You know, you're smart enough to know that. But no, but you and Michael both. Listen. You have to, and let me not say you have to. My suggestion to people, and I know everyone is not into it. Trust me, and especially to the extent that I'm into it. But when you invest in yourself and you look great, you feel great. Have you ever like you went and you just went in there and you started pulling yourself together it changes your whole. That's what's going on. I think with the world now, people don't really. They don't really. They think it doesn't matter. They believe that it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter if you keep your skin together. If it doesn't matter if you do this. All of those things matter. How you present it matters, and who you present with also matters. Don't you?
Right.
And I know both of you personally. I know you know it matters. So
Yeah.
we want to let people know out there that when you are hosting and when you're entertaining, your vibe, your tribe, you want to make people feel warm. You want people to feel loved. You want to encourage, be encouraging to your people. Let them know, like, listen, and it's nothing wrong with telling somebody that you grew up with and that you've been friends for many, many years, how proud you are of them and of their accomplishments. And I'm one to brag on my friends, so I don't know if that's good or bad. I brag on my cousin Michael all the time. I talk about you all the time because
Vice
I'm
versa.
always running into someone that actually either, from his back past with, that live in Prince George's County, now they're going to this whole, everybody's down to running, it's political time. So people are running,
Yep.
they get ready to get for running for this and they're running for that. And you can do it you're not name dropping, but you're excited to let people know, oh my God, my cousin Michael worked in that department. Or do you know Michael Blow? And it's always good when you say a person's name and you can see that radiant smile come on their face right in the beginning. It's not like you mention his name and they're looking at you like, oh yeah, yeah. But it's amazing when you can mention a person's name and you can see their countenance and their whole reaction is like, my boy Mike. Oh my God, how it's like it's
Oh, we lost Donnell.
Oh, we lost him.
That's all right. I know he'll be back. Give him a minute, man. See that's where the technical genies are always trying to do something stupid. You know what I mean? they always show up at the very last minute. But to Darnell's point, man, it's interesting when you're trying to get these holiday things going on because you find that after the holidays, Tony, you need a vacation because you've been running and ripping for the holidays. You're getting the turkey, you're getting the house painted, you're getting, you're just getting all kinds of things going on.
Yep.
And by the time Christmas night gets here, man, you are whooped.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Oh, there he is.
Well, that's the reason why. And listen, and I know this platform is for everyone of every financial, however, whatever, right? But I'm going to tell you the importance of hiring someone to assist you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't, because time, another thing, think about it like this, the old saying goes, time is money. You don't got time to be constantly going in there, keep moving trash out the trash can and filling the ice bucket. And before you know it, you with that, again, energy, how important energy is. Energy is so important that you're already exhausted because you was in the house already trying to prepare to get the house together. You was in there cooking.
Yep.
I'm telling you from my own experience. I learned, and in anything, not just in holiday parties or whatever, but in anything, collaboration always breeds success.
Yep.
Don't sit up there and try to do everything on your own. Don't sit up there and try to cook, try to clean, and be up and ready and perched to entertain your guests.
That's right.
Because you don't want when people come and then your guest is sitting on the couch. Because this has happened to me. I'm only telling you things that have happened to me personally. Mm-hmm. I'm so tired. I'm on the couch and people are like, Darnell, you look exhausted. I know you was in here working hard. I don't want nobody to be in my goddamn house telling me I look exhausted. Hell no. Hire a person. They have all types of staffing places now, right? That they can hire bartenders. They can hire just a person that's to come in, and their job is only to make sure that the food is replenished. Their job is to make sure that that the little plates are around. That you don't have a whole bunch of plates. That all this bunch of stuff. When all your guests leave, you in there picking up the plates from off the coffee table. You in there taking you bringing everything in the kitchen, and then you in there washing dishes. You want to really, really, I mean, literally, and it's not for the weak. So if you're not really in a position to really entertain like that, then take a couple of your friends to dinner. Like people go to dinner all the time. Go, one of my favorite places, Doc, is Old Ebbitt Grill. I take all of my friends to Old Ebbitt Grill, and it's not going to break the bank. And you can go and find a good happy hour. I mean, just another thing, and I know we got to go. There's nothing worse than inviting a whole bunch of people to celebrate something for you, and you want to choose the most expensive place in Washington, and you're not taking that check.
Right.
That's right.
Choose a place where everybody can feel like they are part of, right? Normally, I don't do the invite unless I'm taking the check. But see, that's my tribe. We're in that group. Right. But if that's not your group, and you want everybody to come celebrate your birthday, and you want to go to the Four Seasons, and you want to, where the steak started $250 a la carte, and you're not taking that check, that's offensive. You can't do that. Like you don't, everybody wants, blah, 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 celebrated their party at Four Seasons. No, blah, 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 didn't celebrate their party at Four Seasons. Blah, blah, I met blah, blah, blah at Four Seasons on their birthday, and I paid for my own meal, and my bill was $680. Idiot, asshole. I'd rather somebody invite me to a place where, like, for example, Old Ebbitt Grill, they have during certain hours where they have like a seafood tower where you can basically, everything is pretty much the seafood tower and the raw bar. It becomes I love it. I don't think it's half price anymore. Back before the pandemic, it was the best happy hour ever. But their percentages off certain things, and you pre-ordered a couple seafood towers. You order a couple wings, you order a couple appetizers, and you do what we call buffet style, right? When you're hosting and you don't want to host things in your house and you invite people out, you can always order a bunch of appetizers, and people can eat off the appetizers through conversation and cocktails, and it's the best time ever. There is a way to do it, but you have to understand how this operation works. If you're not in a position to host a party, or you want to have people over, it does not have to be a whole group of people. Choose 5 of your closest friends, cook some food, have some food ordered, have some food delivered. If you don't, bars can be very expensive. If you don't want to have a full bar, then pretty much have signature cocktails. Do a big picture margarita. Do a big picture of sangria. Or do martinis. Get a big bottle of vodka, and like our signature cocktails today would be dirty martinis. All you need is some Tito's or some Ketel One, some olive juice or some olives, and some martini glasses. I mean, listen, you can do it, but make sure whatever you do, and at our age, because we're not teenagers and we're not college students, just make sure you do it with elegance, you do it with grace, and you do it with style.
All right, and we're gonna park it right there because the Darnell has spoken.
Well, I hope that I was a little helpful, and I hope that people out there, that you understand that we're where we are. And if you don't, couple things before we leave.
Sure.
Don't invite people you don't really want there, because you think they're going to end up finding out you had a party, and when they call you and say, oh, you had a party, and you just and stop over answering. Just be like, yes, I had a party. Sure. They're going to ask you another question, like, it was a very intimate setting, and then immediately change the subject. Ben, how are you? It's so good to see you. And then you dismiss that conversation. Stop putting yourself in situations where you feel like you are being badgered, or you feel like you're being harassed, or you feel like, people would do that to you because they know the old you will be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And next thing you know, you want to make them feel good. And you're like, okay, well, you know what? I have some leftovers. You can come over tomorrow. No, you're not coming over tomorrow. Stop. Let people put you in those little trick bags to make you do something or be around something that you really do not want to do, or you really do not want to be around. When you want to entertain, you want to host, and you want everybody to feel good, First, figure out your budget, and then you work and you working from there. I'm super excited. This is holiday season already, huh?
It's here, man, whether you like it or not.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Well, we certainly enjoyed having you here, Darnell. You know,
Well, I enjoyed being here, and hopefully I was helpful for people who are ready to get into that holiday groove.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you know, and we certainly don't want you to be a stranger either, man. We want you to
Yep.
come back and talk to us, man, because we
Oh,
missed
I promise. I am so happy to be here. We have quite a bit on this holiday schedule. You know, DC. You know, it's always. Oh
Absolutely.
my God. I mean, and look, and sometimes, and I don't even accept all of the invitations that people send
Sure.
me. I don't.
Sure.
But some invitations, it's like if you tell them no, the next thing you know, they're offended, and then your name is off the list.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
But it's good that people want to be around you. That's a blessing. It's good
Right.
it's good when people enjoy and they want you there. That's also a blessing.
Absolutely, absolutely, and certainly, you know, we just we're going to check in with you and see how the holidays went, and so we can get a report back from you, because we know you're going to be throwing some dynamite parties. And,
I'm not throwing any parties this year because
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
in transition trying to get the restaurant open. But
That's-
I will.
you know what?
I will be guest. I will participate in quite a few of them. Yes.
And you know what? I'm glad you reminded me. If you're comfortable with it, just kind of talk about the restaurant when you're thinking that it may open, because I know a lot of folks are asking.
Yeah, so Darnell's is opening. We're gonna do a soft opening in February. It's been quite a journey. We have quite a few hurdles, but we are at the end. And of course, wintertime. I don't know if February is a good time to really go full-fledged opening, but we definitely will be full-fledged opening by March, by spring. So, but Darnell's 1922 Martin Luther King Avenue in Washington, D.C. We will be opening the second week of February. We're going to do quite a few soft openings just to make sure that we can, get everyone in and everyone can get the Darnell experience.
Sure.
We'll be right next door to the Go-Go Museum in the historic Anacostia area. And again, you're in for a good time, because one of my main, I don't even know what the correct word to call it, but I truly only attract very good-looking, smart people. And
Right.
so if you're one of those people and you like to be around good-looking, smart people, then Darnell's is the place for you.
Okay.
So Michael and Doc, so that means you guys are on that list.
Well, thank you, sir.
Oh,
I
cool.
appreciate it.
I was a little sad there. I was like, oh, man.
Because I was going to walk in and duck my head behind Susan. You know?
Oh, please tell Susan hello for me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And look, and when we go off the air in a second, Darnell, hang out with us for just a couple minutes afterwards, and we'll catch up on just two quick things. And but in the meantime, Doc, if you take us out of here, and again, Darnell, we really appreciate you coming, man. And as always, love family to family. Proud of you, man. Keep doing your thing.
I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on the show, and everyone, thank you for listening to Straight No Chaser. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
And don't go anywhere, Darnell. Hang on.
All right.
Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. No watered down issues. We serve the good stuff. Good stuff. Only one can bring this much fun. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio. No watered down issues. We serve the good stuff. Good stuff. Only one can bring this much fun. Straight No Chaser Talk Radio.